What's going on, guys? It's your boy Chaos back here at the Chaos and Lou podcast, back again with another short form video, man. I just wanted to hop on here, speak about some other things that's been on my mind lately, man. I think it's important that we keep this podcast grounded at its roots. And with that being said, the average man. We average men go through some of the same things that these high value men go through on a day-to-day basis. And I think it's really important that we always bring it back to the core of that, and always understanding that no matter how hard we have it as the average man, there are some people out there that got it even worse. The worst. So I think it's really important that just because we say the term average man does not mean that we are in an unfortunate situation, because the reality is that somebody's always in a more unfortunate situation than you are. And I think it's really important that when you guys are going through struggles, hard times, and whatever it is you're dealing with in life, I think it's really important, man or women, it's really important that you guys stay humble, set your sights on what needs to be done next, and know that these emotions, these stresses, they pass. Like, sometimes some are harder to deal with, sometimes some are easier to deal with. At the end of the day, the struggles you go through, the things you deal with, whether you want to call it God showing you something that you need to go through, whether you want to call it faith, whether you want to call it a miracle, the universe, whatever you want to call it, at the end of the day, man, we have to understand that we are only here for a short period of time. And on top of that, the time that we are given here seems so abundant when we're thinking about the worldly things. But what we forget is that time is not abundant. We're not going to be here forever. So make the most of the times that you do have, whether it's good or bad. Because people tend to enjoy the joy that you get, right? You enjoy that fun time all the time. We get so locked into having a fun time that when shit hits the fan, you're like, oh shit, like life sucks, it's horrible, like, we have to understand that the struggle is part of it, right? It just depends on how you handle it. It just depends on how well you're able to take a struggle and press forward, knowing that the struggle is going to be there regardless of how you handle it. You know what I mean? So I think that's super important for people to understand. I'm no perfectionist at it. I know that I'm still working on it, that there are times where some struggles versus others are a little bit harder to deal with. But at the end of the day, man, I try to stay humble. I try to count my blessings. And yeah, man, just keep on pressing forward, especially as a man. Like, no matter how hard it's gonna get, man, it's gonna get harder. And you either face those challenges head on, or you let them fucking swallow you up in life. And that's ultimately what's gonna happen if you're the kind of guy who just doesn't know how to handle adversities. But again, like I said, it goes back with time. Like, when I was younger, I would like embellish all of my problems in my body and my soul and my emotions and the way I like responded to people, and then I started realizing, I'm like, damn, like, I'm not handling this well as a guy, like, especially if when it comes to, like, if you're dating somebody, your significant other is like looking at you as the guy who's gonna kind of get us through this situation, what's gonna happen if you as the leader can't get through the situation. And I know, like I said, I think those things take time. Either way, take the time to learn the lesson. Take the time to kind of live in the pain a little bit, but don't sit there and get depressed over it. Just know that the stress is a part of the life. It's a part of, who you're gonna become. And they always say that, well, what is it? The journey's not the destination or something like that. Point being is, the journey is what you need. That's what makes you appreciate the destination. And sometimes we just gotta reel ourselves back, man. I could tell you right now, like I have a little bit of hardship right now. Um, but despite how I feel, despite, the moods I get in, I know that the next moment might be better. And there's people in my lives, or in my life, I mean, lives, what am I talking about? Can I use the proper word? Yeah, there's people in my life that I appreciate so much because they've been there. But then on top of that, man, like sometimes some people pop up and you're like, damn, like this person's held me down. So, hang on to the people that you see that are like around you, the real ones. You got a lot of little things to kind of get you through these situations, man. But anyways, I won't ramble on about it too much. I just felt like it was really something that I was sitting here as I'm doing some research on these protests for Friday. Yeah, it just kind of hit me like, man, like sometimes like people are going through some shit, like this economy sucks. A lot of shit going on, fires, plane crashes, helicopter crashes, protests, wars, like a lot going on in the world right now. And I think at the end of the day, man, stay humble. Like regardless of what you feel like you're going through, there's a lot of other people like really fucking dealing with it, man, and going through it. So, again, thank you to all my loved ones. Thank you to God for this beautiful life. Thank you to new people who's come into my life, and even people I never expected to like extend a hand, like blows my mind. But anyways, always thank Jesus for all my blessings. And yeah, man, be safe out there in these unsettling times, and hold your loved ones close. And I'll catch you guys on Friday. Peace.